Attack on Titan. This anime needs absolutely no introduction. It's basically one of the biggest animes of all time, and has already cemented itself as a classic. And with the manga finished, and the series coming to a close very soon, I figured now is as good a time as any to take a look back at the live-action Attack on Titan movies. You know, the movies that made the unfortunate mistake of being made before Season 2 even aired. Yeah, these things have aged like curdled milk in a bowl on a radiator on a hot summer's day that someone farted in. Yeah, they're not good, but let's get into it. Also, I'm going to warn some of you now, since I know a lot of new people are just getting into the anime. I'm going to spoil up to about the middle of Season 2, so if you haven't seen Season 2 yet, stop watching this. So the movie kicks off not a whole lot differently from the anime. We're introduced to Mikasa, Armin and Eren. Armin and Eren. Not giving Armin blonde hair just feels wrong. Like, he could just as easily pass as Eren at this point. But the big elephant in the scene here is the big-ass bomb. The modern-looking bomb, or this modern-looking helicopter on the side of the wall. Yeah, so the whole fantasy setting of the anime isn't here for whatever reason. They decided to set this movie in modern day, and if you think this is as far as it goes with the deviations from the source material, oh, you sweet summer child. Just as in the anime, the peace of their lives is shattered by the appearance of the Colossal Titan, and goddamn, he looks good. Damn good. Now, considering this thing is a practical effect with just elements of CGI added to it, it's pretty goddamn impressive. I always love when practical effects and visual effects can be combined together, because clearly it pays off. If you're a fan of kaiju and tokusatsu movies, you're gonna love this, because that's exactly what this is. Anyway, he plays football with the wall and opens a crack in it for the other Titans to pour in, and they're horrifying. I mean, look at that dude. My guy be looking like Sid the Sloth, and whatever the hell that thing is supposed to be, oh god. Honestly, this whole opening sequence is easily the best part of the movie, because after all this is when the movie really starts to go downhill fast. So, in the anime, Eren lost his mother to a Titan. It's an absolutely tragic and intense scene, and probably one of the single best first episodes of any anime ever that I can think of. And the loss of his mother is why he is the way he is throughout the rest of the series. In this, though, he ain't got no mom. I don't know why they decided to get rid of that plot point. Instead, he runs into a church, gets trapped by people, leaves Mikasa outside, who he assumes gets eaten by a Titan. Then the Titans rip open the church like a can of tuna and just turn everyone inside into like mashed people potatoes. I don't know how that works, but I mean, if there's anything this movie isn't, it's definitely not lacking for gore. And then the very next scene, with no explanation, Eren and Armin are already in the Survey Corps. No training sequence, no chance to get to know the other soldiers in the squad, with the exception of Sasha and Jean. I don't know who the hell any of these other people are. Oh, and Hange, but in this she's Hans. I don't fucking know. If the rest of the team is anyone from the anime, I honestly don't know who they are. Oh yeah, they have trucks too. Now trust me, this is the least of our problems with these movies. So rather than blocking the hole in the wall, they decide to bomb the area above the hole and collapse it. Yeah, fine, whatever. So they head out, in trucks, to the town ruins where they come across a baby Titan. They don't explain why there's a baby Titan. Titans can't reproduce. Why in God's name is there a baby Titan, man? What the fuck is shit? And at this point, you'd think all these soldiers would be trained in not making a shitload of noise and screaming in an area completely surrounded by Titans, but nope. Oh no. They don't even use their ODM gear, like come on. But alas, Mikasa is not dead, and shows up to save the day with another character who acts like Levi, kills like Levi, kinda looks like Levi. This is Levi, right? It's not Levi. It's Walmart brand Great Value Levi, because the people who made this movie decided that even though Levi is arguably the most popular character in the entire series, he didn't need to be in this. Their reasoning? Because Japanese people have a hard time saying Levi, and the name sounded too foreign. So rather than hire a foreign actor, or figure out some explanation for it, they just got rid of him. Yeah, I'm not joking, that was honestly their reason. Now on the topic of Eren, he's fine in this, I guess. I mean, both these movies only cover like half the first season of the anime, so Eren really isn't who he later becomes, and I don't want to knock on the actor who plays Eren, Haruma Miura, because unfortunately he took his own life in 2020. My criticisms are more towards the writing, not so much Haruma's portrayal of him. So that being said, Mikasa isn't dead, so she got bit by a Titan and somehow didn't die. They never explained that, but now Eren's whole character arc is gone, because the whole dead mom thing ain't a factor anymore. His rage is what drives him. What's he got to be angry about? Is it because Mikasa is probably banging the discount Levi dude? Yeah, I mean, it isn't directly said, but come on. I love this scene when this crazy chick is like trying to make babies with Eren, and then a Titan pops out like, fine, if you're gonna be a square, then I'll eat that ass instead. Literally. And then we finally get some scenes with the goddamn ODM gear. It's almost like they forgot they had it or something. It looks okay. I mean, most of the shots are pretty obviously a green screen, and they look kind of jank, but whatever, at least something's finally happening. They jump around, kill some Titans, this happens. And then we finally go back to the source material for a bit and come to the sequence that makes every new watcher of the anime shit themselves in shock, when Eren loses a leg and gets devoured saving Armin. But this part bothers me a lot because it shows how far removed this Mikasa is from the Mikasa we know and love. She literally stands there watching Eren bleed out and just leaves him to die as a Titan approaches him. The real Mikasa would not do that. She was overprotective to a fault and would have done anything possible to save Eren. The only reason she doesn't in the show is because she didn't see it happening. Now immediately, Eren turns into the Attack Titan. Now keep in mind, at this point in the movie, it has never been explained why this happened. No scenes with Grisha, no serum injection, no basement. And yeah, sure, fans know what's going on here, but anyone seeing this movie without the knowledge of the source material is gonna be like, big man come out, fat man. As for the Attack Titan, I mean, it's fine. He looks fine. I mean, it's clearly a dude in a muscle suit. Like, it's pretty obvious this movie was done by a director who knows the tokusatsu way of filmmaking, and he does. Shinji Higuchi was the special effects director on the Heisei Gamera trilogy and one of the directors of Shin Godzilla, so to say that he knows tokusatsu is a bit of an understatement. But as someone who was already a huge fan of these tokusatsu movies, such as Godzilla and Ultraman, I'm used to this, but the same people who make fun of Godzilla for being rubber suit monster movies are going to look at this and think the same thing, and the problem is that Attack on Titan has a much broader audience than Godzilla does. So Eren kills a few Titans and then it ends. It just ends very abruptly. And then this song plays, which just, absolutely screams Attack on Titan. I'm gonna be the anti-hero, feeling hate to fight everybody. I'm gonna be... So you may be asking yourself, okay, so where the hell was the Armored Titan? Where the hell was Reiner and Bertolt? Where the hell's Annie? Oh, don't worry, they don't show up ever. But Attack on Titan Part 2, End of the World, oh man, this is where we really get into the shit. You thought the first movie deviated from the source material? Part 2 is on a whole other level, my dudes. So Part 2 kicks off with a 5-minute recap of the first movie, so that's fun. And then we jump to the military, keeping Eren captive and under armed guard. But unlike the anime, which has this scene played as the soldiers being paranoid, this time around it's just a general named Kubal who's just being a dick. And once again, Mikasa chooses to watch Eren and Armin die rather than protect them like the original show. Man, I really hate what they did with her in these. The biggest bastardization of any character is easily Mikasa. But suddenly, another Titan comes crashing through the roof and takes off with Eren. Now this Titan is known as the White Titan. It ain't the Armored Titan, it ain't Annie, it's just some other Titan. I bet you'll never guess who this is. Anyway, Eren suddenly wakes up in the fucking construct from the Matrix, so that happens. And this is where my brain checked out and my synapses just started trying to burn themselves out. What the hell is this? So that Levi wannabe Shikishima proceeds to tell Eren, and somehow show him, even though all technology should be gone at this point, the world before the Titans. That the Titans were created as bioweapons by the military, and like a zombie plague, they just got out of control and took over. This shit is why making an Attack on Titan movie before the anime or even the manga had finished was a terrible idea. Because as we all know by now, this isn't how it happened. Now I want to know if they consulted at all with the manga creator Hajime Isayama, or if they just winged it, because they got this shit all kinds of wrong. I have never seen anyone drink champagne so aggressively. I will say this though, if you were gonna bother making an Attack on Titan movie, rather than try and convert characters in a story so beloved with an anime that's already set the bar astronomically high, why not just do something completely different? Honestly, if they had taken all the scenes where the Titans are destroying modern day humanity and made a movie out of that, I'd have rather seen that than this. So you'll never guess. Turns out Shikishima was a villain all along? No way! His ingenious plan was to use the bomb that they were going to seal the hole with, and instead blow a hole in the second wall so the government could kill all the Titans, and then he could go in there and kill the government, be God, or whatever the hell. Oh, and he's the White Titan. No one saw that coming, right? Oh yeah, real intimidating when your main bad guy sounds like the goddamn screaming goat meme. So as you'd expect, Eren and Shikishima duke it out in all their rubber suit glory. And really, it's not much different than the fights in the series, to be fair, but unlike the series, which typically has battles like this play out after something major has happened, with characters that we love, instead it's just these two, who I couldn't care less about, really. It doesn't help at all that the White Titan looks awful. Now I'm going to say it one last time, if you haven't seen Season 2 yet, I'm about to spoil a major reveal in that, so this is your last warning. You good? Okay, so... The climax of this movie is another example of how out of place this movie feels now, and why not waiting for season 2 at the minimum was a bad idea. General Kubal appears again, and it's revealed to us that he is the Colossal Titan. Now, obviously we know this ain't right, because Bertolt is the Colossal Titan, but since this movie decided to say hell with him and Reiner and Annie, we get this crap. Now, that being said, this battle with the Colossal is easily the highlight of part 2, just as he was the highlight of part 1. It's just a pure spectacle, and it looks fantastic. I really wish the rest of the effects in these movies could stand up to this, because goddamn, it just looks so good. I mean, sure, it would have been better if the emotional weight of a friend and comrade's betrayal was behind it, but fuck me, right? But Jean gets splattered to pieces, so there's that, I guess. And of course, Shikishima has to save the day. You know, one of my biggest pet peeves in movies is when the villain suddenly turns good at the very end for seemingly no reason. His whole plan was to destroy everyone and become ruler, but suddenly he's like, yeah, you know what, shit, you guys are cool, I guess, I'll save you. Like, why? The further we got into Attack on Titan, the more and more of these movies became irrelevant. As more and more plot points and revelations were revealed throughout the series, the more it became apparent how much they got wrong here. Like I said, they haven't aged well, and most people have pretty much forgotten that they even came out. Hell, I bet most of the people just getting into the series now don't even know they exist. Now, I don't say this lightly, because I know that most of the anime adaptations that come out of Hollywood are the equivalent of a truck stop urinal cake, but I think Attack on Titan, if done properly, could be done quite well with a Hollywood budget. This series is just too loved and too epic and grandiose to be treated with the B-movie sensibilities that these two movies were. It just doesn't mesh with the source material well. Not to mention, it's inevitable anyway. It's already happening with Andy Muschietti as the director's chair, who did It in It Chapter 2 as well as the upcoming Flash. So we might as well just hope for the best because it's coming regardless. You know, maybe they'll get it right. A lot of people seem to forget that there are actually good adaptations of manga and anime out there. It's just people seem to forget. Alita Battle Angel, pretty good. Edge of Tomorrow was based on a manga, pretty damn good. Not all of them are terrible. Patreon shoutout time: Paul DeMeo, The Clayman, Kyle Moylan, Joshua Locko, Cameron Benson, The Mouse Slider, Brandon B, Destroya, Andrew Gibson, and Ivan. As always, I appreciate your continued support. If you want to subscribe to the Patreon, you can do so. Links are down below. And at the end of this video, it's like $1 a month. There's exclusive videos over there. And this video is an example of why the Patreon is important, because this is a Toho movie, and I know damn well that as soon as this got uploaded, it probably got claimed.